to get a puppy, get a puppy. I was thinking about maybe not getting a puppy, maybe getting a puppy. I don't know. I was so worried about it, and I was doing all this research, which is probably why you're watching this video now, because you're thinking about getting a puppy. My answer is absolutely get one. Hi guys, I'm Isabelle, and this is my Pomeranian puppy, Chia. She is 10 weeks old today, and I got her 2 weeks ago. And I wanted to make a video with a couple of tips and tricks about caring for a small dog and caring for such a young puppy that I really wish I would have known beforehand, and it would have been really a lifesaver to know some of these. So I wanted to make this video for you guys, and hopefully you get some cool tips about it. So to start off with, I think the most important thing that I didn't realize before I got her at 8 weeks old is that puppies are really babies, and they are not even able to learn anything, including their own name, until about 12 weeks at the very earliest. And even small dogs like Pomeranians learn much slower than big dogs. So for a Pomeranian, she might not even be able to start learning until 16 weeks old, which means that if she's biting things and if she is peeing on the floor, you can't get mad at them. It's not their fault. They have no cognitive ability to figure out that that's not what they're supposed to be doing, and as a result, you just have to show them love, and you know, if they're biting you, give them a toy or something to bite on instead, but you can't say no, you can't scold them, no negative reinforcement at all, because it can scare them. They are really little babies, and they don't mean to do anything wrong. I've got Chia on my lap now. She actually wants to eat, which leads me to my second point, which is the second thing I wish I would have known about having a small puppy is how difficult it is to feed them. It's not like having a big adult dog or anything like that, where you can just leave the food out and they will eat it on their own. Little puppies like this, for some reason, are really picky eaters in general. So as I'm literally feeding Chia on my lap, I'm gonna go through the next couple of things that I wish I would have known. So the third thing I wish I would have known is that puppies cannot be left alone for more than 2 or 3 hours. And I didn't realize this, because when I was a little girl, I had a big dog, and you could leave him alone for almost all day in an emergency. As long as he got a long morning walk and a long night walk, you could be out of the house for most of the day. It turns out for puppies, especially small breeds, that's not the case at all. They can feel extremely abandoned, which is just so sad to think about. And when you think, oh, you know, you have to be home with them, that's easy, I can do that. It's much harder than you think. So basically, you have to plan every single day to have, at most, one appointment, if you will, even if that's a lunch with your friend or walking to get coffee, one time a day when you leave them, because you don't want to be leaving your puppy that often, because it feels terrible to think that this dog might be feeling abandoned. Tip number 4 is kind of the opposite of the fact that you need to be home with them all day, which is that if you have a baby dog, you need to be exposing that dog to the sounds, to the sights, to the smells of your environment. So I live in New York City with Chia, and that means that there are a ton of strange, unusual, loud sounds, stinky smells, strange people, all sorts of things that you want to be exposing your puppy to when they're young. That way they don't, you know, start barking at certain things or get scared of certain sounds when they're older. Okay, so the last tip that I have for this particular video, because now it looks like she wants to play. She definitely wants to, bless you. She wants to play. So I'm going to make this quick, is that Pomeranians, more than other small breeds of dogs, bless you, oops, bless you, are very delicate. They have very delicate bone structures, their back knees can be very weak, and as a result, they can't jump down from anywhere, they cannot be dropped down from anywhere. Even if you think, oh, it's not a drop, it's 1 foot, I'm 1 foot off the ground and I'm going to release her, you absolutely can't. You have to be super careful, and they are fearless. This little girl will jump off of couches. If you put her on the couch and you leave her there, she will fly off like Supergirl, and it's really scary. So you cannot leave, and this is for their whole lives, I've heard, you cannot leave a Pomeranian up high, because if they jump down, they can really hurt their knees. They can lock out their knees, they can hyperextend their knees, and it's really scary. So you have to be really careful with this little breed. But overall, I hope that these tips were helpful. These are just some things that I really wish I would have known before getting my puppy. Not that I regret a single second of it, but it just would have been helpful to know beforehand. So if you want to see more Pomeranian videos like this one, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Say bye. Say bye.